Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ice Cold. And today, I think we have a really interesting case, especially because it's been reopened. So, watch the video, like it if you want. I did not get any questions this week, so I will not be answering any of them. But thank you for all your positive feedback, and let's get on with the episode. Also, just a warning, there will be photos, not crime scene photos, because, well, he was murdered, but photos, so viewer discretion is advised. I do not own any of these photos, so if you are sensitive to that, maybe don't watch this. Just listen to the sound of my soothing voice. Alright, enjoy the video, and there is a special announcement at the end, so stay tuned. So, beginning this story about the boy in the box. Now, in 1957, a young muskrat hunter set out to check his traps near a park just north of Philadelphia, where our story takes place. As he moved through the brush, he found a small cardboard box laying discarded on the ground. Inside was the body of a boy, naked but wrapped in a plaid blanket. Fearing the police would confiscate his traps if he alerted them to the box, the young hunter ignored it and resumed hunting. Several days later, a college student driving down the road noticed a bunny running along the side of the highway. The student knew that there were traps in the area and stopped to make sure the animal was safe, which good Samaritan move, I guess. He sifted through the underbrush searching for the traps. He came across the box. Though he too feared interaction with the police, the student reported to the body with them, so it took 2 tries for the body to finally be in police custody. Given that the boy was young, between the ages of 3 and 7 years old, police were hopeful that he would be quickly identified. However, once they saw the body, their hopes were dashed. While people would surely be looking for a missing boy who was healthy, well-cared, and clearly loved, it was unlikely they would be looking for a scrawny, dirty, malnourished one. Unfortunately, the boy in the box was just that. His hair was matted and seemed to have been recently cut, as clumps of it were still attached to the body. Now, he was severely malnourished and covered with surgical scars, most notably on his ankle, groin, and chin. Despite the fact that he looked abandoned, police fingerprinted him, hoping to find a match. Sadly, no one did come forward to claim who this boy was. Over the next several years, over 400,000 flyers were sent out to the Philadelphia area, as well as in other towns in Pennsylvania. A forensic facial reconstruction was done, and a drawing of a happy young boy was included on all the posters. Flyers were posted in police stations, post offices, and even included in the envelopes with gas bills, but still no one came forward with information. The crime scene itself was searched and researched several times, but apart from several items of children's clothing, all of which led nowhere, there were no leads. To this day, the boy's identity remains as much as a mystery as it was in 1957. Though the case has run cold throughout the years, publicity and interest in the case by amateur investigators have turned up several theories. In 1960, an employee of the medical examiner's office was told by a psychic that the boy in the box had come from a local foster home. The police inquired about the boy at the foster home and found blankets, similar to the one he had been wrapped in, hanging on a clothesline, as well as a bassinet that was sold in the same box that the boy had been found in. That's another thing. It was a small box marked fragile, open from top, keep it up this way, and it was a bassinet. The employee theorized that the boy had been born to the daughter of a man who ran the foster home, and that his death had been accidental. Despite the employee's insistence of these facts, no connection was ever made between the boy in the box and the foster home. And it wasn't until 40 years later another theory emerged. A woman referred only to as M came forward, claiming that the boy had been purchased by her abusive mother and abused for several years in her home. M claimed that after the boy vomited up his dinner of baked beans, the mother had bashed his head against the wall as punishment. She then attempted to bathe him, during which he had died. The police initially followed this lead as there were remains of baked beans in the boy's stomach, and his fingers appeared to have been water wrinkled. Both pieces of information were never shared with the public. They also encouraged by M's description of the boy as a small child with long hair. This fit with their theory that his hair had been recently chopped, as well as an old testimony from a man who claimed to have seen the boy being placed in a box near the woods. Unfortunately, police eventually let the theory slide as they were unable to verify M's claims. After looking into M's background, they found a history of severe mental illness, and when they attempted to corroborate her claims with neighbors and friends, all of them denied ever seeing a child in the home. The theory was eventually dismissed as ridiculous, which I find kind of crazy because no matter the mental illness of a child, you should still investigate the claim. Several other theories have been presented over the years, though all of them have eventually been discounted. It seems that the mystery of the boy in the box might never be solved, and that America's unknown child could remain that way forever. After learning that the mysterious boy in the box case read the tragic story of Joyce Vincent, who died in her apartment and went unnoticed for years, then read about Elizabeth Fritzl, who was held captive by her father for 20 years. So there are lots of different theories, and I agree with some of these comments saying, like, the facts that reported by M, the precise and exact details she gave, baked beans, bath, haircut, which were never released to the public, should have required a thorough investigation, regardless of her supposed mental disorder, which is sadly just another discrimination against him. She belonged to a well-to-do family, and their high social status may have explained the neighbors' faltering claims about them. And I do think that M should have been investigated, yet she has since died, making it impossible to do it. But hopefully, I mean, no parents came forward, so it was obviously this boy was in bad shape, probably in a foster home, given up, forgotten. But yeah, that'll be all of today's episode of Ice Cold. I hope you enjoyed it. And now for the special announcement. I have merch. I will include a link in the description if you want to go look at it. I did it just for fun. No pressure to buy any of it. But yeah, if you like the podcast and my channel and you wish to support me, go check it out if you want. Thank you and have a wonderful day.